Yeah, they do. I don't know all the numbers exactly, but I think if I'm not wrong, Greensboro probably 32 or something like that.
But I know he told me something today because I did not know that this was one of the first Black Panther.
Yes, right there. I think it's Fifth Street.
But you know what? That explains to me why it's a lot of certain energies that is attracted here. You know what I mean? So like, now I got some more history. I like that. Hey, listen, this is the second time you done taught me something already in the conversation. The last time you got to talk, you teaching me a whole lot. You know what I mean? We was having a great conversation.
I love building, man.
Yeah, like, I told you it's gonna be a good conversation there, man. We got we got the veteran in the city, man. Yeah. We got DC live in here, man. It's always good conversation. And PinkTalk, man, that's we want to kick it. You know, we want to kick on. We want to drink some Moscato, eat some wings. Shout out to Miss Faye for the chicken, cause your brother was hungry. Nah, but for real, man. You know, like I said, you know, the artist scene is very, very strong, very dominant here. You know, and you, DC, you know, you've been more the artist development. You know, give your personal opinion on how do you feel or what you see. I'm not gonna say failing at, but can improve. The artist can improve on. You know, to better this up.
I really think the artist can improve on is working together, understanding the business techniques of because the fact is like this. I think artists, being that they're using the music to personally put themselves out there and guide themselves out there, I think they take away from the fact of the professionalism. Like, for instance, you have artists all over in different cities and states that their city or their state might be booming. They really don't rock with each other. But for the entertainment and the music aspect, understanding the business side of it, they might not be beefing, but they just don't rock with each other. They probably never really dealt with each other, but to understand the music business is to understanding the numbers.
It's real
It's competitive numbers, and it's a competitive game. So, but sometimes it's like, I think nowadays they missing what they used to have back then is the sport of the competitive. The love in it. Like, you want your brother to get better, because while he getting better, you should get better.
Right.
And if it's a team of people and a team that each got their own organizations as a team moving, like the same way that gangs move. If you got your gang, that this your music gang, this your music gang, this your music gang. So guess what? When you bring all those music gangs in one, and they all gonna be able to make sure that nobody getting hurt and it's all love and respect, guess what? Your city gonna flourish. Because now you see that everybody around the world is like, whoa. And I think that's what people gotta get back to seeing and understanding more. Like, it's so much diversity and so many people afraid of competition instead of embracing competition. Competition is not to be feared, and it's not to dominate. Competition is to make each individual or each entity better. And that's where I see it lacking the most. And the biggest thing is this too. They gotta stop taking the fact of the matter. Yes, you got people in your own city that'll do you dirty, but the fact of the matter is, if you're willing to go out of town and let somebody you don't even know as a stranger do you dirty, you can't bring it back home when the people that you rock with really trying to help you. And that's what a lot of things that happen too. Like, for a long time, I've always tried to preach this and let a lot of people know. The music industry, even when everybody looked at it as far as Atlanta was running that music scene, no, it wasn't. Winston and Greensboro ran the music scene. Because Atlanta would come up here to get booming. They were booming their city, don't get me wrong. But they knew once they came up 85 and hit the middle of 85, that their show numbers, whatever they getting booked for, is gonna go up. It's been like that for 10 plus years now. So that's why you got schools like A&T that say they got the #1 homecoming on earth that can contend with a school like that in Atlanta or DC. You know what I'm saying? That's the HBCUs, is because you gotta look at the followers that's around. And we got the #1, like, our highway has more colleges than any other state in the country. So when everything started to go interactive, who does all the interactive things? The kids do. Starting from middle school, high school, and to college. So the more that transcends, that's how things move around. So think about it as a whole. If everybody else can recognize this city like this, if all the artists in this city can recognize it the same way and lift each other up, You got more than a minute in Atlanta. You got a minute in LA.
Facts. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And you, Wolf, as an artist yourself, you know, what do you feel the music scene can improve in the city?
They can really improve on, like you said, working together, learning how to like and share each other's information. You know, if anything, you don't have to hit the like button, you don't have to hit the share button, but you can hit the appreciation button. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Appreciate it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it never works like that for me. Like if I share somebody else's stuff, they never share my stuff. Maybe somebody else will share over here. You know what we're trying to say?
Yeah.
When I look at, I'm just speaking to me personally. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the one that be talking behind nobody back or nothing like that. If I'm gonna tell you some bullshit, I'm gonna talk about my own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can't feel no type of way because other people don't share my stuff. Because I look at the people that have shared, and I'm seeing 600 and some shares on this content that I'm putting out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you can't find out who it is. I don't know who shared it, but that's,
you know it's coming.
Yeah, so I got to
somewhere.
share yours.
It's coming from somewhere.
It's coming from somewhere. They don't understand it.
Right.
But it made me feel good because I know somebody shared it.
Right.
600 and some times.
Right.
You know what
So
I'm saying?
600 and something people seen. You don't know who.
I don't know who it was.
But you know
It could have been you. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But I'm going to share your stuff.
Right.
And it don't matter as long as it's helping the next brother out. Because look, if anybody.
But it got to be good.
It got to be good. You got to look at this way. Whenever a city take off, whoever take off in that city, you give them more exposure. Like when John took off in Charlotte, it gave more exposure not to just North Carolina, but Charlotte. But what everybody didn't know is everybody started moving up to North Carolina anyway, looking for the next best thing. Only thing about John is John was a smart artist and ahead of the curve with the moves he was making.
Right.
That's the only difference between the two. Right. Now, if you have it here, like what you're saying, is I say it's strength in those numbers. He got his shares, 600 shares. You don't know where they came from, who's seen it. You shouldn't even care who's seen it.
I'm gonna tell you something I tried to do. Okay, I'm the type of person I always been like that where I can move from any hood. I already put my work in. Same way I can move, with different individual artists. Like these artists over here might be beefing with these artists right here. So like what I did, I had a little experiment with a video. And I threw some invites out there for some cameos. Yeah. Some called it something then, called it after it was over with. Okay. But anyway, the ones that I did catch, I had to shoot them in different locations because they didn't get along with each other. Oh. But at the same time, listen, you know how much it costs to do a commercial?
Yeah, it ain't cheap.
Guess one way you can use a commercial? With a video.
With a video though. Because of the
you come out, share you do t-shirts, show your business card. All that'll run straight through with the video, and we got free advertising through a commercial. We use the video as a commercial. Right. That's what I would like to see artists do. Start, inviting other artists out to your video shoots or whatever you got going on. Give them little cameos. Yeah. Let them share their little information, little local businesses. Right. You get what I'm trying to say?
Well, let people see you with each other. Right. Even though y'all might not hang out, just let people see that y'all support each other. Right. Because that's really what it comes down to. Because, like you said, while in the opening of the show, you've heard a couple times they would say that, I Ain't Rock City was bullies. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, sometimes you got to be a bully. You got to be a bully to be able to give respect. And then you can back off from being a bully. But at the same time, right, you're not necessarily being a bully if you invite them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And for labels, when they might think you're a bully, but they see something like that in your videos, and they're like, well, who's that artist? Well, we've been having him on our radar, and we see him in your video, so you know him? Oh, okay. Right. But they don't realize that sometimes a label talks to you to see where your business mind is because you could have been the one that brought that artist to them, and they give you a finder's fee. The artist don't even know that you got paid for that finder's fee just because you gave them a share or you gave them, hey, this the homie, follow his page, go check him out. But you already got that relationship with them, and they just ask you a couple questions. You never know, they throw you a check on the back end sometimes for that. You got certain labels that will actually do that. You know what I mean? You don't have to. In this game, there's certain labels that's going to, if you don't like the police, if you don't know, we gonna fuck. For a while, you would see Tia, you would see all the Apex in them, you would see everybody in the videos with them that you never know will probably be your next upcoming next artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that goes for producers too.
Right.
You have producers that are producers and artists that do music, that they produce music with other artists, but bring those artists in their videos because they got a bigger following, not just as an artist, but also as a producer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those things work hand in hand with each other. Don't be so haterized on each other. Like, they hate on each other for the dumbest things. And most of the time when you hear stuff that people dislike each other for, it be so stupid. It don't even have something, sometimes it don't even have nothing to do with them.
Man, you got nothing to do with it.
At all. Like,
they mad because somebody else mad.
Because somebody else mad. You like, look, you know what I mean? Listen, at the end of the day, you just
That's not fair for you to be mad at me because I'm not mad at who you mad at.
Right. It's a lot of that.
Yeah, it is.
And look, it's crazy, man. That's like, that's a female trait.
People confuse it with loyalty.
And
bitch.
People confuse that with loyalty for real.
And
I ain't gonna get
I'm like,
some people do not.
I'm already confused. I don't need to be.
you see how I'm sitting there like, that's a female trait. Like, you know, I don't like you because Wolf doesn't like you. Yeah. Like, I don't even know why Wolf don't like you.
Right.
Or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
But some people try to prove their loyalty like this. Like, I don't care. I don't need to know what you're mad at. I got you back. You know what I mean? But everybody got their own little thing to do with that. But.
And
leadership.
Yeah, we definitely need
a
lot of leadership.
We need a lot more.
We need a lot of leadership.
You know,
we got plenty of time. So we have, because we just started the music scene. We're not even talking about it. We ain't even got to the city itself. What's going on?
Yeah.
You know, but speaking of producers, we have a lot of great producers in the city. You know, and you being an artist, you know, who's some of your top favorites?
Me. Nah,
but
I am a good producer.
You ain't all answer, man. You supposed to be your biggest fan.
Man, I love BigBadWolfTV, man. I get a lot, to share a lot of artists, man. I know. I'm gonna tell y'all something funny, man. I snatched this local artist, Young Cat, video, and then he inboxed me like, "How you get my video?" Like, really taking it personal. I inboxed him. I say, "Listen, man, you had these many views on your video. I'm sharing it, you ain't even sharing it." He like, "Oh, okay, I appreciate that." Go take the timeline. Yeah. But at the same time, man, I like Chris Beats.
That's my
Chris Beats. Plus he over there with the Godfather.
You talking about
Jermaine?
Okay.
Yeah. That's the Godfather, right?
Digital Lab. Shout out to Digital Lab. Shout out to Digital Lab Recording.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I got to say, Big Dominucci.
Okay.
Yeah,
they slipping on Nucci now.
You can't. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I never forget when I met that man.
Yeah.
Went in the basement. I ain't gonna lie. I love it when I'm meeting somebody in their basement. They got the whole studio set up.
Yeah.
It's just like, cause it lets you know that they getting it out the mud. They getting it out the grid. Yeah. And then when you get to hear the product, and like, oh, okay, you nice with it though.
Yeah, Mind on Record.
Yeah, like
King Kong in the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the first when I met him. That's how I met him.
Yeah.
And he shot me how he recorded. Matter of fact, I'd have been around producers. I made my first beat in his house.
Look,
I mean, like my first beat was made in his house.
One of my favorites is Ace Boogie.
Oh yeah, Ace Boogie. Yeah, he's a quiet storm.
Yeah, Ace Boogie bad. And so amazing.
But we got a lot of good ones.
I like Mike Spacey.
Yeah.
I like him too.
We do got a lot of dope producers.
We can't say we got a best because they all good.
Yeah, a lot of them. Like you got Chop House, and Chop House got like a whole production. They got a whole production.
Yeah, you definitely.
But see, what people don't realize, if you go back to the Chronic with Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre didn't do all them beats by himself. He had a production crew.
Yeah, he did.
He had different producers.
Like when you got different sounds, different people got different ears for different sounds, and you put it together. Yeah, man,
it's a whole nother chemistry. Like gumbo.
Yup.
I love gumbo. Like, it's gonna tie your kitchen up though. sometimes you mess up everything.
Like Scott Storch, like you know what I mean, like that kind of when you put some of these producers together, man, you like they can make some magic.
Definitely can. I watched it, and that's how I met a lot of different producers. Being around Chop House, I can say that personally.
Right.
Being around them, because I'm affiliate of Chop House. I'm a part of the Chop House family. With watching them, and then like even watching Underground Rich grow after Chop House, and then and still these are and I just say this because of this. These are men that have their own entities and businesses that do business. You go through differences and still can rock with each other. That's what you call family.
Right.
Right.
It's because you're still going to be supportive of each other. They're in the same lanes, but still support each other.
Well, teamwork make the dream work.
Teamwork make the dream work. Yeah. So, but being at Chop, I used to see a lot of the producers. Like I would see Smiley invite and Jay invite other producers to come in, or Doom to take me to another producer's house with him, and they'll sit down and chop some stuff up. And I'm like, yo, so if y'all willing to work together, why these artists can't see that it's the same way?
You know what?
And that's the crazy thing.
I'm gonna tell you why.
You see the producers doing
they T.I. already in their mind.
Not only that, but I feel like a lot of artists don't want to extend that helping hand as far as in features, because they feel like the artists that they have featured might outshine them with it. I think
but if you're on the track, it's more beneficial for you.
Yeah, but everybody don't think the same. You know what I mean? Like some people are just one dimensional.
You know what? The other day, I didn't get to see one this Friday, but last Friday, the high school football game, if I'm not mistaken, one of the local teams made it on ESPN from scoring a touchdown. And this is the crazy thing though. But you know why they made it though? The clip that made the most is the kid caught the ball, right? He was actually about to be down, but his teammate cut him with his helmet. Help him up. Boom, dip on him. Touchdown. That made ESPN.
What?
Yes, but it was the way he did it, because he like kind of spin moved. It's like kind of like his helmet and everything did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, so stuff like that is how I'm like, well, why don't you like teamwork? Like, come on, like sometimes somebody might need that little lift real quick.
Yeah, stop that man.
You know this, Bobby, from experience with one of our mutual brothers. You could be in this industry and have had a name, but you never know when your next record is going to take you to the top.
Right.
And like, it was one record because somebody was willing to put their job on the line to play that record, to give it an opportunity. And when our brothers went skyrocket up out of here, like nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes you gotta be like that's what I'm trying to get them to understand, because like this man ran around the same city doing everything, bro, and it took just one of the brothers to be like, bro, I'm willing to put my job on the line to support you, because I know that this is I feel like this is gonna be it. And guess what? It made it a better opportunity for him too.
Right. And some people might not know how to incorporate teamwork, because they don't have a leader. And we gonna, kind of revert a little bit, talk about leadership,
Okay. Well, and I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm a good leader because I'm a good soldier. As long as the leader got the right commands in order, I'm gonna follow it to the team. But if it's a BS, then I can't go with that.
Right. You be a one-man army.
And I'm gonna tell you, I leadership is a real responsibility, bro.
Right.
Because it's a difference between being a boss and being bossed up.
Right.
See, the boss, you gotta tell people 5 times how to do one simple thing. She had to tell you once, maybe twice.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say? Bossed up, I'm making sure I'm good, my people's good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm teaching them how to be bossed up, boss you up.
Put them in position.
And then at the same time, some business might come through. I already done bossed you up, you bossed your people up, you got the chain going, the blessings keep going. And I say, look, I got this business thing I came across, I need 10 grand. I know you got it. I got 10 to go with it. He got 10 to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And we still build it. And guess what? We still teaching people how to be bossed up.
And not only that, we expanding.
Right. Working for yourself.
Breaking generational curses
right.
while creating generational wealth.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, as far as leadership go, leadership, like you said, is a big role.
It's a big role.
You know what I mean? And it's a lot of people that claim the title of King of the City. and you don't have to mention who you feel like the king of the city.
I don't know who it is, but I'm on the search for it.
All right. Now, with that being said, your personal opinion, what do you feel the king of the city should be doing for the city?
Okay, well, first of all, we have to find who the king is. And once we find out who the king is, the king gonna shine just like we shine.
Facts.
Even though we not the king, we still shining like the king. But it's all about, we're gonna support our king, because our king is not the one that's gonna get it and take off with it. He gonna go get it and bring it back. You know what I'm trying to say?
Facts.
So, like I say, I don't know who on the search for that, but yeah, I'm the type of person is I want to find out who the king is, because if he's the type of king, what I feel that he is or she is, whether it's an artist, producer, black business owner, or to represent us, is I'm gonna give them my full support, because I know it definitely got to be a person that say, okay, if I'm eating, you eat. I got you. And they are they word.
Facts.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Facts.
I'm gonna say this when I think of like king or queen of the city. And the reason why I'm gonna say it like this: a king is a person that is in royalty, either born into it by blood or either chosen by the people.
Right.
Two things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in search of the king like you are, but I'm in search of it looking at it from what are the people of the city gonna choose. Because I'm gonna put it like this, like it ain't even just the music industry that the city's so talented in, they're so talented in so many different things and other things also. But the city hurting.
Right, the city is definitely hurting.
Like it's hurting, and the thing is that I feel as if it's like this, is like how you gonna find a king or a queen if they're not trying to bring the kids together. Because right now our youth is lost. And our youth is our future. So if you a king and you a queen, you saying you the king and you the queen of the city, you out there and you hear niggas saying they looking for that, because I definitely been looking for that. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I've been looking for it for a long time behind the scenes.
Who is the king and queen of the trade?
Yeah, who is? Because I'm gonna say this: if you are, then right now you will be not just trying to do things to grasp adult attention. You will be trying to grab these teenagers' attention. Because they need somebody as a leader to listen to. They need somebody as an example to show them right from wrong. They don't have it. Some of them have it in their households and some of them don't. But that's really being the king of your city. Regardless of the music, regardless of the business, that can actually transpire and be bigger for you if you actually take care of your people.
That's right. That's right.
Right. And with that being said, we definitely did have something tragic happen, this past week in the city, and I definitely want to send my condolences on behalf of myself and the PinkTalk family to the young lady who lost her son in that tragic incident that happened at Mount Tabor. And with that being said, if you feel like you're the king of the city, now is your time to step up. You know what I mean? Now is your time to step up.
But it's not only with that though.
Oh no, it's definitely not only that. Yes, you have to fit all calibers, and you have to be running full throttle on all cylinders.
That's right.
With that, because like you said, today's youth is lost. It's not like how when we were coming up. You know what I mean? I'll be 40 this year, so I'm an '80s baby, early '80s baby. And it was things, as far as being in the hood or being in the street or being in a product of your environment and poverty, we had what was considered OGs. You know what I mean? And OGs, they may be been out there doing certain things, but at the same time, the younger generation that were under there, not only, let me back up, they were out there because they had to be out there. You know what I mean? Like that was their way of survival. You know what I mean? They wanted to do better, but they were put in a certain situation in which that was their way of survival. But at the same time, when you have that younger generation, those OGs that were running, that might have been doing whatever, they encouraged the youth to do better than what they were doing or don't make the same mistakes that they made. They encourage them to do better than them, so that they wouldn't be that next person out there on the block, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Or if somebody younger in the younger generation did something, they were reprimanded for something that brought attention to what they had going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? They ain't whipping them or or trying to be their parent, but it's different measures for different causes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Parenting and mentoring is two different things. You know what I mean? And now it's at an age, every time a child does something, it's the parent's fault. You know what I mean? And that's not always the case. You know what I mean? I have a son that is about to be 20 years old. I can't be there 24 hours of the day with him to know everything that he's doing. So if he went out there and did something stupid, that wasn't something that came from home, because I always, guided him the right way. You know what I mean? And I let him see certain situations. I never, like for instance, if I told him no, I never just told him no, just no.
Yeah. But
I tell him no, or give him the answer and tell him why.
Yeah.
You know
I'm
what
tell you, man, just because I'm a big bad wolf don't mean I do bad shit because I know I can get away with it.
Right.
You understand? So me as a parent, it's not right for me to tell my son or my daughter, yeah, go over there and do this to them. If you don't, I'm gonna do it to you.
Right. Right.
And then they go over there and get in the fight, get shot or shoot somebody.
Right.
You
But then I ain't gonna lie, back in the day now, I'm from Baltimore, so back in the day, that was the type of things.
I mean,
that our parents
Baltimore was.
but see,
if you don't go there with them, we gonna.
I mean, but that was a point in time where.
But see, I'm gonna say this: my
people knuckled up.
Yeah, that was
now
because
these
my
young
people.
kids, they not wearing.
Because my people, I'm gonna tell you this: I was always the one growing up, even though I grew up in an environment that was always like violence was around me every day. My mentality was not always to react violently. So like my people really would say that to me because I wouldn't fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I wouldn't because I would be afraid of what I would do to the person. But that's your conscience. Once you lose that, it's a little bit different.
Right.
The problem is these kids don't have a conscience because they don't learn from anything but everything on TV, everything on the computer, everything on the mobile device.
Yeah.
You know,
so ain't nothing wrong
so
with
ain't
them.
nothing wrong with them to them because everything that tells them on that mobile device, that TV, it's the right thing.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, but the thing is that the only ones that understand the repercussions that come from it is the ones that actually have they experience through some type of family situation. But outside of that, like getting back to what you were saying, OGs back then also would give you morals. They have codes. They have certain things that is a okay and a no, and it's a medium. Right. Nowadays, you don't have anybody that gives these kids that. Yeah, and when you do try to give some of them that, they not with it until they don't.
But see, they're making their own rules up as they go.
And that's because it's been okay for them to do that.
Yeah. And as far as that goes, it's at a point where it's just getting worse and worse. Where do you feel that it can start in the city to the foundation in which we can turn that around?
It started with smoke, and that's why I met DC at. And I met her was at the event downtown. See, he was doing that. It was Bloods and Crips United intervention, like type of thing for the community.
Okay. And give back to the kids.
So and give back to the kids.
Show them that they can be unity.
Right. So what he was saying was, if you, first of all, we're going to educate you to show you not to get in the game. And then he said, those that's in the game that want to get out, then we're going to talk to you, find a solution, and then get you out of that situation.
Right. Right.
And teach you how to stay out. You get what I'm trying to say?
Right.
And I that felt real good of all of us down there, working together and, volunteering.
Definitely. Giving back to the community is definitely a plus. You know what I mean? And,
you can't pull them all out the fire, but you can
pull
one.
You could, we can't save them all.
Yeah,
but if we save one out of every 10, we're making a difference. And you know what I mean?
Now, I got to plug out a little bro out here for this. And the reason I want to say is because of this. Shout out to Frankie the Hope Deal. Because I have not seen any other black man stand up for the city of Winston when something tragic or anything happens, period, or willing to stand up against the city and the city councilman like he has, I gotta shout him out. But if we have more of him in the city, not just him by himself,
right,
that's what's going to be able to bridge the gap. Because I was watching something on Instagram the other day after, you know what I mean, and my prayers go out to the families of the Mount Tabor situation, and also those students that was there to even witness or encounter that. My prayers go out to your family and to you also, because some people don't know, if you're not in that environment and things like that happen, that's a traumatic experience that gives people PTSD, and they don't even know they have PTSD until later on in life, and not even realize that that type of experience is what gave them that. So I definitely keep you all in my prayers, because it's always a trickle effect from a lot of things that happen. But I was noticing that when he was talking to the city council about the fact that no matter what happened at Mount Tabor happened, he was like, but you all shouldn't be trying to do something now because this happened. You all should have been trying to do something before. And then him saying that was, I guess, so powerful that the city council said, hey, what's the name of your organization again? Because he let it be known, like, I'm trying, but I need help. It's a lot of money that goes into the city that does not go into the city to help these kids get what they need to do. Other resources to help them. A lot of these kids don't want to do some of the things they do, but they don't have anything else to do. When you're taking away all of these businesses that give resources to kids and give them activities to be able to do, to expand their minds and expand their crowds, that's when violence is going to turn up in your city.
Right.
And that's anywhere you go in America.
Right. And you know, as far as that, you know, me personally, I'm willing to put the effort in, you know, to help Frankie. I definitely would like to sit down up here and talk with him. You know, up here on PinkTalk, we're definitely gonna make that happen. But you know, it's got to get better. You know, they say it could only get, it can't get no worse before it get better. I mean, we got to stop it. There's too much senseless acts of violence, and 9 times out of 10, it is for nothing. That's the sad part. That's the heartbreaking part.
Well, see, the thing about violence moves in silence. So you never know when. It's like lightning. You know, lightning sent by the angel. Sent by the angel. But like I said, it's like lightning strikes something. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they can channel that energy to that, that's where the violence is gonna be. And we never know that it was a fight until it happened.
Right. Right. And you know, as far as that, you know, like you said, they don't have nothing to do. I feel like, you know, some type of community center in which these young men and women can learn a trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I think a free idea out there too.
You know what I mean? Because college is not for everyone. College is not for everyone. You know what I mean? And don't let nobody tell you that you have to go to college to make to be wealthy. Like, no, you don't have to. There's other means, there's other ways. But like college is just some people, school is just not for them. You know, some people are more of a hands-on. You know, I need to get down to it. Give me this. Let me break it down.
That's me.
You know what I mean?
That's me.
And
there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has a purpose in this world. In order for things to run, everybody has a purpose of what they're good at and what they can do. Everybody cannot do the same things. And college is one of those things. It's just continuing your education to get a degree in the field that you want to be in the professional world. That's all that's for. A lot of people don't understand that, and they just look at it, oh, as college is supposed to be some type of accolade that they're supposed to accomplish just because this one didn't do it or this one didn't do it. That's not what that's for. Right. Like accomplishing something for any individuals, accomplishing what makes them happy and was able to build for them to be able to provide for their families. That's an accomplishment, and it doesn't take a college degree to do that. And the reason why I say that is because for years, you have to look at this in the history of it. You have college students that get degrees and then they get out here in the real world and they cannot get a job based off of somebody that has more experience with them that might not even have a college degree. Right. So basically you're putting more people in financial debt to try to climb out of debt. that also creates more tension and issues and problems.
Right.
You know, like these are the things that these young kids, as you put them on the internet to see, they can educate themselves a little bit smarter, faster, and catch on to things faster. So they could be like, instead of me going to Scott College, or instead of me going to get my high school diploma and go to school, to class every day, I'd rather go out here and scam. Because I know I'm gonna be able to make this bread. My mama lights might be cut off on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Because she might not get her check because of what's going on. Right. So I gotta do what I gotta do, regardless. Like, there's always different situations that go on, but what it is, like what you're saying, give them trades, give them opportunities to be able to grow. Where if they don't want to go to school, they can do things hands-on, because half of these kids, they can start working at the age of 16. If they get a certificate by the time they're 18 years old, they're more advanced in that trade than what they need to be. Meaning, if they need to continue education, they've already created a sustainable wealth for themselves to be able to take care of their family, that they can go and achieve what they need to, and don't go into financial debt or have credit issues. That right there is how you build and develop.
Right.
And like that's where I think we get so lost in. And I'm hoping if we teach the kids this and give the kids more opportunities to do that, this city will be bigger than any other city in the state. Yeah. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, because I always say this: the murder rate goes up whenever the government in your city got a lot of money.
Yeah, that I ain't never heard that one. But
put it this way.
That's deep.
Put it this way. Whatever need to be done in the city by the government, it gets paid by the federal government to the state, and the state allots it to each city. Yeah. So that city has a certain amount of money that's supposed to be allotted to certain things. A lot of the things that we have not paid attention to here in Winston and it's been a problem for like the last 7 years is a lot of the city councilmen and everything like that have been stealing money that was supposed to be going back into the community city projects for these kids. So when it's time to do certain things for these kids, there is no money, because guess what? It's going to their bank accounts. So that's why it's a lot of people that when we just had the last elections, a lot of these people, it's a good thing some of them are gone, but then you also got to still look out for the ones that's willing to do the same thing over and over again.
Man, look, man, we dropping some jewels in here, man. Are we dropping them jewels, man? Drop how the people can get in contact with you.
Alright, so listen, crazy thing is y'all can actually get in touch with me. I have not dropped it yet, but I've just been doing these music reviews. I have my own website called powerplaytv.com with my brothers. Y'all are going to be able to see these brothers on there too, because I'm trying to get some things together. This is actually a website that I created to try to actually bridge the gap and help other people with the kind of I'm going to say the connections that I have in the industry. If they don't have them, try to connect those bridges. Right. So you can actually follow me on powerplayshow.com. You can follow me as DCXECTZ on Instagram, or follow me at DC Live on Facebook. Outside of that, anything you want to know from there, those are the contacts that get directly with me. And most of the time, my website or anything on my social media is going to tell you exactly what I do. I don't really talk too much unless I'm around certain people, because I've learned not to, but like it takes certain people for me to want to sit down and talk to. And it takes enlightened people for me to want to sit down and talk to, because certain people are closed-minded.
Facts. Big Bad Wolf?
Yes, on Facebook, you can find me in Shawn DeAndre Carter. On Instagram, I am Rambo Savage 3434. I represent my city.
Alright.
But like I say, you can find me in them on them platforms. You can inbox me, DM me, for like events or anything like that you got going on for us, my city. You know what I mean? I really support my city. I network outside, which is good, but I got love for my city, for my artists, and this is the office here. 34 is the office.
Facts. Man, tell them about the white party you got coming up.
Oh yeah. Ross City, Colossal Red, he got his CD out. He gonna be performing that night. It's on September 18th.
Alright.
You can really tune in and find the flyer on his page, which is Colossal Red.
Alright.
I gotta get y'all come to Burlington too then. Because we got the club in Burlington now.
Yeah, that's
I got to try to come out there too.
They said they wear white after Labor Day, but we coming in there all
white, baby.
Breaking all the rules.
Yeah, it's like heaven.
And y'all make sure y'all follow me.
And security will be tight.
All right.
Because it's a Rock City event.
All
Shout
right.
out to Colossal Red.
Yes, sir. And he gonna have a spread out there?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
He cooking.
Oh, yeah.
Fatso Kitchen will be in the building.
Okay, yeah, I'll be in there eating, man. You know, I'll be in all foodie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But y'all make sure y'all follow me at B_BUGATTI, the host. Y'all make sure y'all follow us at PinkTalk_podcast. Don't forget to follow Miss Faith at MissFaith_PinkTalk. This has been a dope episode. You know, we chopped it up. We've been all over the place. You know, we talked about how we can improve the city. You know, we talked about the music scene, man. You know, and I definitely want to link up with you brothers, you know, outside of this, you know, so we can get some type of movement going for these young men and women of the city, you know, give them some type of outlet for those who may not have an outlet. You know, a wandering mind is a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so we want to give these kids something, you know, if they don't have those type of entities outside of school, you know what I mean, in which they can come, they can learn something, that they can evolve, they can elevate their minds. You know, we want to teach them those basic life skills, you know, that they may not know, you know, because some people get out here in the real world and they are very dependent. Mm-hmm. You know, we want to teach these kids how to be very independent, not to depend on anybody. You know, build something, help the next person.
And self-sufficient.
You know what I mean? Self-sufficient, definitely. And the most important thing I feel like I would like them to learn would be how to establish credit and maintain it. Mm-hmm. Because for those who do not know, credit is more than just a number, so that when you can buy something, credit is a snapshot of how you pay your bills and manage your finances. Mm-hmm. That's what credit truly is. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, some people don't know, these banks, these lenders, they want to give you this money. Mm-hmm. But the first thing they're gonna ask you, let me see your credit. Your credit score,
but
which is a profile of how you manage your finances.
That's good too. I'm gonna tell you something that's better than credit if I'm paying cash.
Yeah, but I mean that's cool. But the reality of it is, if we want to buy a house, you know what I mean, we want to buy a $150,000 house. The average person can't just drop $150,000 to pay for a house. You know what I mean? So you need credit. You gotta have it. You gotta have it. You gotta have it. You know, for something. You know what I mean? Like certain things, you know, like if you, I want a piece of jewelry and go get that's something different. Mm-hmm. But you know,
credit, financial freedom.
You really,
that's really what it is.
Credit is power.
It is.
If you know how to use it.
In our Constitution, it is power.
If you know
how to use it and you use it properly, you can take somebody else's money and start your own enterprise.
Right. You can have $0 in your account if you got good credit. Have at least 1,000 to 10,000.
Get rich on somebody else's money.
I'm not a credit doctor, but I definitely can show a lot of individuals how to begin certain things on personal credit as well as business credit. Like I'm at a point which Bugatti is definitely about to buy a brand new truck.
Right. Congratulations.
Using his EIN.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
none of my personal information.
Yes.
Right. It's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process. So
right,
I've been working on this process for a little minute. So when you see me in that 2021 Denali, you be like, Bugatti got that business credit right. Like he wanted to. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming.
Because that's what you're using.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're using your business anyway when you're on the road doing what you got to do.
Right.
That's your write-off. That's your business. That's your traveling expenses. Well, I want to definitely get to say this about the credit thought. It's like people don't realize is in the United States of America, the way our Constitution is written, credit you could be the brokest, poorest person in the world, homeless, but if you got good credit, you can get anything you need. Do not allow people to tell you, oh, it's okay, it's just gonna go on your credit. No, take your credit seriously. That is your livelihood. Honestly, I try to That's one of the biggest things I try to preach to all the youngest too. Cause like as you get older, when you damage or fix and rebuild your credit or do anything, you want to teach that so that way they can understand and don't go through the same experiences you did.
Right.
That's why I always say this: in order to make a power play, you gotta make a power move, and in order to make a power move, you gotta make a power play. You gotta understand the plays and the moves that you're making.
It's like chess, not checkers.
There you go.
You know what I mean? But this has been a dope episode. But before I get out of here, I want to tell everybody something to take. Go get an LLC. Even if you don't have a business, go get an LLC. Let it sit. The longer that business is, that's like having an established business. Even if you don't have if you're not making any transactions, just get an LLC. Till you're ready, let it sit. That's longevity on a business. So when you go apply for business credit, it looks like even if you had the LLC for 10 years and then did not one move, now you go to the bank, it looks like you had a business existing for 10 years. So go get that LLC. Take that, Jewel. But this has been a dope episode. Till the next episode, we out.
We out.
Yeah.